Alright guys, thank you for coming back to my channel. I really appreciate it and thanks for the support. Now what I'm going to talk to you about today is the credit card payments when you buying your hash power, and in particular the fact that it's most likely, like myself, your card provider is also charging this transaction as cash transactions. So before we go through my actual orders, I'm gonna quickly show you what I'm talking about. So when you go to upgrading hash power, or let's say you're in the dashboard, you see the contracts and you're thinking, okay, I want to sign up to this or that one. You go to upgrade hash power, you choose what you want to upgrade, let's say Bitcoin, and you go down here for payment. Now as you can see, you've got the credit card option. So if you're just like myself, just starting up with with the whole cryptocurrency and the Genesis mining contracts, and you don't hold any let's say Bitcoin Dash or Litecoin or whatever, the only option you really have is to pay by credit card. Now there is another option which I have talked in other videos, where you can actually go ahead through a third party, not Genesis mining, let's say Coinbase on blockchain or others out there. You can actually buy yourself let's say Bitcoins with your credit card, and then you can obviously use that for payments. However, if you wasn't aware of that, or you think, nah, I don't want to do that, I just want to pay with a credit card, there is something you should be aware of. So you choose to pay by credit card, you continue, right, and you finish your transaction, so you get your hash power. But then suddenly, time has passed, and you get your, let's say, bank statement, or your card start getting declined, just like mine did, and you call your bank and you say, oh, hold on, what's going on? And they say to you, well, you had X amount of dollars as a cash transactions, or as a cash allowance, and you have exceeded them, so therefore that's why your card is getting declined. And you'll be like, what? How come? I mean, I paid with a credit card. I didn't withdraw the money as cash, or I didn't allow anyone to take any cash out of my card. But that is something that companies can do. They can charge either as a credit, as a card transaction, or as a cash transaction. And for some reason, Genesis Mining is preferring to charge the transaction as cash. Maybe they feel more secure, or they take the money quicker, or maybe there are less fees for them to pay when they charge you as a credit card. I mean, I don't know, as a cash transaction, sorry. I don't know what's the reason behind it, but that's what they do. So if we go to my orders, you can clearly see that I have quite a few transactions, and all the transactions that I have actually paid for, like this one here, then that one here, and then this one, and then again this one, they were all paid by a credit card. And I wasn't aware that I was being charged as a cash transaction. And I'm going to show you now my transaction, my credit card, so you can see what I'm talking about exactly. So if we go here, this is the most recent ones. You can clearly see simply UK London cash-like transaction. So this $116.40, I was charged 96.66 one time, and then 96.51 another time, and then for $970 I was charged $803.56 pounds. Now this is in pounds, as you can see here, because my credit card is issued in Britain, so therefore I'm charging pounds. So you can now clearly see they are cash-like transaction. Now, being cash-like transaction, first of all, you are occurring, well, at least with my card, I'm occurring daily interest on them. It's not like a card transaction. When they're cash, I'm occurring daily interest. Therefore, my investment of 116.40 will, for the sake of the talking, will be at the end, let's say $140. Therefore, although I've saved a bit by using someone's code, I still end up paying more for it because it was charged as a cash transaction. Another thing, obviously, I'm occurring is because I am charging US dollars, there is transaction fee. So for the $116, I am charged £2.81 transaction fee. For the big one, 970, I am charged 23.33, which is quite a lot really, because it all adds up. So of course, there are cases in the future I'll probably still use the credit card, but at least I'm aware now. I know what's happening. I know that by choosing to use a credit card, I am prepared to incur these fees. So therefore, it won't, it won't shock me when I get my statement, and then I can calculate my profit and all this better when I'm buying whatever X amount of of mega hashes that I want to upgrade. So I think this will be useful to some of you guys before you let's say you want to upgrade your hash power. Maybe you will think about it. Oh, okay, or maybe you calculate what will be the better option, because it may be cheaper for you to buy, let's say, from Coinbase Bitcoin, right? So it may be cheaper to just buy a Bitcoin, because let's say Coinbase may charge you. I haven't bought one, so I don't know. They may charge your card as a card transaction, therefore you wouldn't be incurring this cash transaction fees and daily interest. So this it will be a cheaper option which you have to explore. Or another option, obviously, is once you start mining, you can use your earnings, right? Like so here, as I have quite a few transactions. Now, some of you that may have not watched my previous videos wonder, but if you have all this transaction, why are you continuing to use your credit card? Because as you see, some of them are earlier than the dates shown here. Well, the reason is because another thing is, when you use your credit card, is that you have to wait 30 days until you see these payments into your wallet. Now, if I go to my wallet, let's just open up. You can see in my portfolio, I've got a bit of, currency, but it's very little, and that is what I've received for my free hash power allowances. So if you go to payouts, they are different. I'll quickly explain them as well. You can see I've got quite a few transactions in here, right? And this is what you see in here, and therefore, as you can see, it's not enough to buy anything in Genesis mining, and therefore I can't pay at the moment with any cryptocurrency. Now, those, some of you may not aware, are the ones that I'm receiving from the free hash power, as this one here or this one, and those are when someone have used my code to get the 3% discount. And this is why I've been paying actually with a credit card for all my upgrades so far. So I hope you find this video useful, and you may before you make a purchase with a credit card, do your calculation or do your checks. Maybe call your credit card and ask them because you may not know what's my cash allowance, because your card may keep getting decline if you only have, let's say, $200 cash allowance and you are trying to purchase a $500 upgrade. So these things you may want to check out before you get into it. Another thing you probably want to check out, if you see, as I mentioned, maybe Coinbase or blockchain, when you purchase a Bitcoin, it's not charged as a cash transaction, so that could be a easier option for you. So there are options, but at least you are aware of them, and especially with the fact that now you are aware that if you decide to go the route I went for and pay with a credit card, you are most likely to be charged as a cash transaction, as I showed you already. Well, thank you for watching. If you are thinking of upgrading, please feel free to use my code. You find it in the description or in the comment section. If you do use my code, just write it down in my comments with your code, and I'll return the favor as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.